Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and if you are still subscribed after my last video, just know that I love you, and I love that you can actually, have a little bit of sense of humor. I understand it may not have been funny for some people, but at the same time, a lot of people got pissed that it wasn't another money-making guide. Like, realistically, if you want to make money, just look anywhere else on my channel if you want, because, I mean, in the thumbnail, it had money signs instead of the actual money an hour, and it had leather gloves. I thought that was a pretty dead giveaway along with the title, but some people just couldn't get over that, so a rip. But today we are here for those who stayed. We will have a little way to make money now. So I used to do a series called Merch With Me, which is where I would go ahead and just buy things and tell you guys what I'm currently like merching long term, not flipping, but actually like holding on to and keeping. I think I'm going to change the name of the series to something along the lines of what you should be flipping, just because it kind of gets the point across of what I'm trying to do in the title. Merch With Me is a little different. It definitely doesn't give you the exact idea of what we're going to be doing. So today I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys a ton of items that I think will rise in price after the release of raids. I do have possession of these items, so just know that I will also be making money with these items. Also, if anyone thinks that I'm just going to say the two items that I have and just hope you guys buy them out so then I can dump them on you guys, that's not it at all. I have a pretty much set price at which I think I'm going to sell these on at. I'll also introduce a bunch of other items, so if you guys don't want to be a part of the items that I'm doing in case that I dump them on you, even though I barely have any money in either of them, I'll give you other options to do that if you think that I'm sketchy in any way. But let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm just going to kind of preface this by saying that most of these items are items that aren't useful in raids. Why is that important? Because basically everyone that's rich and everyone that has a ton of money, as soon as raids came out, they just sold off all of it. They sold off anything that wasn't useful in raids, and eventually, once raids die down in hype, they will come back. So, I guess we'll get into the first item here. I am selling these, but realistically, I bought them a little while ago. They're even cheaper now. I don't know if I have them in... Yeah, so these are two items that I'll be doing. So I got Pharaoh Scepters, which I bought for 6.3 mil. However, they're down to 5.7, so they're that much better to do. There's no reason they should drop this much. They went up to about 8 to 9 mil before raids. I'll go ahead and go over to the graphs now, I guess. So, as you guys can see, before we get into it, I have Pharaoh Scepters and Torture Ornament Kits, in case you're wondering. Alright, so this is a site that I will be doing. They are a sponsor of mine, so I often use their site. They're called GE Tracker. If you guys want to check them out, they'll be in the description down below. But I'm going to go ahead and search up the items that I have, so you guys can't see it on screen, but here we go. Alright, so Pharaoh Scepters, there we go. Searching them up right now. As you guys can see, you can buy them right now for 5.6 mil, which is absolutely insane. And you guys see, right before raids, they reached their peak of 8.8 mil and then massively dropped. Now, before this, they still had a steady price of about 8 mil, and realistically, them reaching a peak maybe was because of raids, maybe for some reason people thought that they would be useful, but you have to remember that these have kept a pretty steady price and been increasing slightly just forever, to be totally honest with you. Like, these things they don't come into the game that often, and they go out more than they come in because of people using them for player-owned houses. And with the introduction of raids, they massively drop. Now, some people in the clan chat are saying, well, that could be because thieving isn't that useful in raids, but realistically, the skills that are useful in raids have been named, and they've been out for a while. So I feel like that has nothing to do with it, and it's more so that anyone that had this in their bank just wanted to get rid of it. And Pharaoh Scepters don't often have a ton of people buying them in the GE/merching them. I found that out the hard way when I accidentally sold off 10 instantly for 400k, or like 600k. I mistyped, and I was only able to sell 7. So that means that there was only 7 offers between 600k and the actual price, which was probably around 6 mil, I'd imagine, since I was off by 1 decimal. So since there isn't that many offers in the Grand Exchange, they're just going to plummet, and as you guys can see, they did. There's no reason for them to be this low. I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, there's literally no reason other than people just want to get these out of their bank. Over time, they'll go back up, and I would expect it to be a month to 2 months. So that's what I'm going to say with most items in this video. I'd expect them to be around a month to 2 months until you can get your well, not money back. I think that this is the lowest any of these items would go, but a month to 2 months before they reach about where you would want to sell them off at. You can make that decision for yourself, though. From there, torture ornament kits. So this is something that's pretty easy because no one really needs this, and if you have it on you when you're doing raids and you're like, oh, I need to go buy something else, but you're out of money, you're like, alright, well, we're taking off this kit and selling this shit. So right now, as you guys can see, there's a 300k margin on them, which is absolutely insane in and of itself, but you can buy them for 6.1 mil, and they were initially 10 mil before raids. And as you guys can see, they didn't even peak before raids because people understand that there's no use for them in raids. And the days leading up, you can see it start to drop, and then the day it's released, they just plummet. Now, you guys may be wondering, I mean, I already kind of explained why these are going to go up again, because people just need money for raids, but also on top of that, you have to imagine all those people that are doing raids aren't doing the clue scrolls, I think Master, that drops these. So while these are also very low in price, eventually their demand will go up and their supply will have stayed the same, slash not gone up at all. So I imagine they'd reach almost the same price as they were before, since no more really coming into the game. And yeah, this is another item that I will be doing, so you know, I suck at merching, so do it at your own risk. But from there, this is a really broad one, but I'm going to go ahead and just look up every third age item in the game. So with the release of raids, items that don't have an importance, as I said earlier, just dropped. And third age is the most, the biggest example of items that have no use in raids, so they will drop. So third age plate bodies, you guys can see, I think it hit as a low even before this. I think it's gone up a lot recently, to be honest with you. But give me 1 second while the graph loads. Alright, so actually this is the lowest it hit. So we'll go to quarter, I guess. So as you guys can see, once raids hit, third age was 86 mil and has now dropped to 70. So I mean, realistically, I would imagine for each third age plate body you are able to buy, you can make probably about 13 to 14 mil off of. You know, over time, as people stop doing raids, they'll want to put their money back into the things they had, and third age plate bodies obviously being one of them, as they had a lot higher of a price before raids came out. So if you guys don't believe me that it works for almost any third age item, I'm gonna go ahead and probably go over to third age robe top. This may be even more of a margin. So as you guys can see, it literally dropped from 87 to 73, and then it came back up, but now it's down to 76 again. It may start to go back down again just because people are happy with the margin that they got from 73 to 77, but realistically, they'll come back up probably at around, what, 84 to 85 mil, I'd say, at least. So you guys can do it with that, and I feel like that's all the examples I need to go through. I'll just scroll through one more just in case you're absolutely, you know, just terrified that those just may be the only two. Third age robe, as you guys can see. Alright, third age robe is another example. This huge peak right here, I would imagine, is due to some sort of raid hype. Like they mentioned something on stream about third age being useful, or third age robe, and it just skyrocketed. But as you guys can see, before the raids it was 24 mil. Now, as you can see right there, it's 20 mil. So that's another thing I'd recommend. So third age of all sorts is is kind of the theme that you guys can get from this. Alright, one thing I will warn you guys on, though, is if you are looking these items up on your own and not necessarily doing the ones that are in this video, one thing I'll warn you guys is items that have dropped a ton, but the reason they were worth a ton was because of raid hype. So I would imagine that this is because, alright, so Guthans, people were like, alright, you may need to heal in raids, you may need to worry about that, and Guthans may be the way to go. So as you guys can see, it raised from 6.5 all the way to pretty much a 9 mil, and then dropped down to 6. So realistically, between the average price before raids and the average price now, there's only about 400 to 500k difference, and you can find that difference in a lot of different places. So you don't necessarily have to go with this. There are definitely other items that are more useful. So just don't be dumb. These items don't have as much of a margin. How with the other items that I've stated probably going back up to their pre-raid prices, I don't think you can ever assume that Guthans will go back up to 8-9 mil, barring some sort of update. Alright, and then the next item, and probably the last thing that I'll sort of talk over and kind of just expand on this, is Ring of Coins. It isn't necessarily exactly what I would recommend merching into, like this item in particular, because I don't have strong feelings on it either way. But as you guys can see before raids, 21 to 22 mil-ish up here, yeah, 22, 21, and then as soon as ranks come out, for some reason, people just sell them all. They're down to 17, 16 actually, almost 16 mil. You could get it for it, which, eventually may be able to make 4 to 5 mil profit on each one. And this is kind of just an example of the torture ornament kits done over again, because I just need to give you guys, like, the understanding that realistically what you want to invest in is armor slash gear slash skilling equipment that isn't useful for raids, like Pharaoh Scepters, which is typically a skilling equipment, or cosmetics such as Third Age, Torture Ornament Kits, or Ring of Coins. Both of these combinations were not useful in raids, and so people just dumped them. They didn't care. And that's the entire motto of this video. That's really what I'm getting at, is eventually people will start to care again, because people are just going to do raids forever. And while some people may, the majority of people will eventually go back to what they were doing before, and eventually will want the items, or, you know, relatively the same items that they had before. So they'll come back to these things, and over time these things will go up. Now, it could be at most I would imagine you're going to hit your max probably in about a month's time. But if it still hasn't gone up at that point, I would imagine at least a month or two. It depends what JX does with raids. If they keep making raids like very relevant, I don't know how they'd go about doing that, since it already has the most OP drops in the game. But if they keep making it to the point where it is very useful to do and everyone keeps doing it, then you may experience some trouble. But if raids die off over time, like much every other thing that's ever been introduced into the game does, I'd imagine the prices of these would all go back up. So before ending this off, just realize that you are doing this at your own risk. I'm going to go over to my character now. You guys are doing this at your own risk, as am I, by my inventory right here. I have a decent amount of money in these, but nothing too much, to be honest with you. Probably, yeah. I mean, I don't know what this is. Probably closer to that, since these aren't even that price and these aren't even that price. So I have about 95 mil into these things. You guys can put more in if you want. Go ahead and find what item works for you. Don't necessarily buy the items that I'm doing, because that'll probably be the most bought item for this video, and I don't want people to think that I'm sketchy and trying to get people to buy up my items so that I can sell them on. If you're going to buy these items, I'd recommend kind of buying them in a merch form. Don't insta-buy. If you're going to buy like 10, just wait it out, and you'll get them over time. So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, make sure to leave a like. If you guys have anything you want to tell me for future videos like this and kind of give some feedback, go ahead and do that in the comments down below. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Check out the Twitter in the description. And yeah, that's about it. You guys can PM me in game or join my private chat if you want. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and peace. Oh yeah, and if you guys are wondering what my estimations of where I'm going to be able to sell these things off, Torture Ornament Kit, I'm thinking about around 10 mil, so 60 mil there, and Pharaoh Scepters, I have 10 of them. I'm thinking about 8 mil there, so yeah, that's 140 mil, so 50 mil profit is the plan. Just remember, you guys are doing this at your own risk. I don't want to be held accountable. I'm trying to help you guys. The last video I made like this definitely helped people, as sharks went up a ton, same with death runes, but it is what it is. If you guys, have the money and free time to do it, do it.